Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine while reading a declassified document? Or caught a glimpse of something unexplainable in the corner of your eye? There are stories that governments don't want you to hear. Tales that science can't quite explain. These aren't just campfire ghost stories. These are whispers from places that officially don't exist, echoes from deep within military vaults, and shadows that flicker in restricted zones. They live in the spaces between official reports and outright myths. And today, we're diving deep into that gray area. We're pulling back the curtain on some of the most compelling and unnerving stories that have crawled out of the darkness. Our first story takes us back to the height of the Cold War, to a remote, windswept corner of Siberia. It was here, under the guise of a geological survey mission, that a team of Soviet scientists supposedly drilled a borehole so deep it became known as the Well to Hell. The project, officially named the Kola Super Deep Borehole, was a legitimate scientific endeavor to study the Earth's crust, but according to legend, it became something far more sinister. The official record states they reached a depth of over 12 kilometers before the project was halted due to unexpectedly high temperatures. But the unofficial story is much more chilling. As the legend goes, at the deepest point of the borehole, the scientists' microphones picked up something they couldn't explain. It wasn't the sound of shifting rock or seismic activity. It was voices, screams, thousands, maybe millions of them, sounding like they were in agony. The recording, which later circulated online, was terrifying. Many claimed it was the actual sound of souls in hell. Scientists on the project publicly denied ever recording such sounds, dismissing the audio as a well-crafted hoax. But the story persists. Why was the project so abruptly abandoned? Was it really just the heat? Or did they hear something that made them seal the hole and walk away forever? It makes you wonder what else might be lurking just beneath our feet. From the depths of the earth, we now travel to the sterile, quiet halls of a hidden laboratory. Imagine a place where the brightest minds are given unlimited resources to push the boundaries of reality itself. This is the alleged setting of the Philadelphia experiment. The story goes that in 1943, at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, the U.S. Navy attempted to make a destroyer escort, the USS Eldridge, invisible to enemy radar, using a series of powerful electromagnetic field generators. They didn't just make the ship disappear from radar, they supposedly made it disappear from sight entirely. But here's where it gets truly strange. Witnesses claim the ship didn't just become invisible, it reappeared hundreds of miles away in Norfolk, Virginia, for a few moments before dematerializing again and returning to Philadelphia. The experiment was a success, but it came at a horrific cost. Crew members were said to have been fused to the ship's metal structure. Others went completely insane, and some simply vanished, never to be seen again. The Navy has always maintained that no such experiment ever took place, attributing the stories to misunderstandings of routine degaussing procedures. But sailors who claimed to be survivors told their stories for decades, speaking of a science so advanced and so dangerous it was immediately classified and buried. Was it a failed teleportation experiment? A glimpse into another dimension? The truth remains locked away, another secret swallowed by the annals of military history. Now, let's venture into a place you've definitely heard of, but whose secrets are protected by lethal force. Area 51. For decades, the U.S. government denied its existence. Located in the desolate Nevada desert, this top-secret military base has been the epicenter of UFO and alien conspiracy theories for generations. While the government now acknowledges it as a flight testing facility, what they're testing is another question entirely. The official narrative is that it is where advanced aircraft, like the U-2 spy plane and the F-117 Nighthawk stealth fighter, were developed. That would certainly explain the strange lights and unidentified flying objects reported by locals. But the stories that leak from former employees and whistleblowers paint a much different picture. The most famous is Bob Lazar, who claimed in 1989 that he worked at a nearby facility called S, where he was tasked with reverse engineering alien spacecraft. He described flying saucers powered by antimatter reactors and alien technology centuries beyond our own. Lazar's claims were highly controversial and have been largely debunked by skeptics, but his detailed accounts lit a fire under the UFO community that still burns today. Is Area 51 just a test site for advanced, but human-made technology? Or is it a storage facility and laboratory for extraterrestrial visitors and their technology? A place where the lines between science fiction and reality have been completely erased. The secrecy surrounding the base only fuels the speculation, leaving us to wonder what's really happening behind those heavily guarded fences. Our next tale doesn't come from a lab or a military base, but from the quiet, unassuming woods of rural America. It's the story of the Mothman. In 1966, in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, something terrifying began to appear. For over a year, numerous residents reported seeing a large, winged humanoid creature with glowing red eyes. It was described as being around 7 feet tall, with a wingspan of over 10 feet. It didn't flap its wings like a bird, but seemed to glide effortlessly through the air, often chasing cars at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. The sightings were so frequent and so consistent that they caused a local panic. People were genuinely afraid. Then, on December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio, tragically collapsed during rush hour, resulting in the loss of 46 lives. In the aftermath, a chilling realization dawned on the townspeople. The Mothman sightings had stopped. Completely. This led to a disturbing theory. Was the Mothman not a monster, but a harbinger? A supernatural entity trying to warn the town of the impending disaster. Skeptics suggest the sightings were misidentified sandhill cranes or barn owls, but those who saw it insist it was something else entirely, something not of this world. The story of the Mothman serves as a powerful reminder that some mysteries can be explained away by simple logic. Finally, we turn our attention to the digital realm, to a mystery that is still unfolding. It's known as Cicada 3301. Starting in 2012, a series of the most complex and elaborate puzzles to ever appear on the internet began to surface. They were posted anonymously on forums like 4chan, accompanied by a simple message. We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. The puzzles were incredibly difficult, requiring expertise in cryptography, steganography, literature, philosophy, and computer science. The clues were hidden in images, ancient texts, and even physical locations around the globe, from Warsaw to Miami. Those who solved one puzzle were led to the next on a digital and real-world treasure hunt. But what was the prize? No one knows for sure. The few who claimed to have solved the final puzzle were sworn to secrecy, saying only that they were invited to join a private organization dedicated to researching and developing techniques to aid the ideas we advocate: liberty, privacy, and security. Cicada 3301, a recruiting tool for a government intelligence agency like the NSA or CIA. A secretive hacker collective, or something else entirely. Every year, the internet waits to see if the cicada will emerge again, leaving us with more questions than answers about the secret societies that operate in the shadows of our digital world, from deep Earth to deep space, from government secrets to internet mysteries. These stories remind us that the world is far stranger than we're often led to believe. They are the modern folklore of a technological age, born from our deep-seated need to understand the unknown and to question the official story. Maybe they are just elaborate hoaxes. Or maybe, just maybe, they are glimpses of a reality that is purposefully kept just out of our reach.